Every business has its own unique story. Stories brewed in early mornings and late nights, built by the hands of business owners chasing a dream. Here on Business Over Brew, we bring those stories to you. I'm Nick Darr, and in each episode, we sit down with a local business person to explore what drives them, what challenges them, and what keeps them pouring their passion into our community. Because every local business contributes more than just products or services. They're the heartbeat of our neighborhoods. They're run by people who care deeply about their community, and their stories remind us why supporting local matters. So pour yourself a drink, take a seat, and let's learn from some of the best in our backyard, right here on Business Over a Brew, presented by the Riverbend Growth Association. And welcome to another episode of Business Over a Brew. I'm your host, Nick Darr. Pleased to be joined in this episode by Kalli Erwin from Just Right Organizing. Kalli, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Nick. I appreciate it.
Well, for those that it's a little unique business, so just give us like a thumbnail sketch of what the business is and how you got started in it.
Okay, awesome. So I own Just Right Organizing, and Just Right Organizing is professional organizing for busy people, busy professionals, where you let us know what space is bothering you, and we just come in with a team and we transform it. I named it Just Right Organizing because this doesn't have to be like Pinterest perfect, or it can be. And it's really, we focus on meeting your needs and like what your family needs to function. So our goal is to have a home for everything. Every item in your home needs a home. And that's our ultimate goal, right? And obviously aesthetically we want things to look nice too, but the goal is to get it to function, to make your life easier, really.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's your background? How did you get, what gave you this idea to get started in this business?
Yeah, so I loved school growing up. It was like, I just loved the socialization and the learning and the trying to get good grades, everything about it.
Doesn't everyone?
Well,
No.
I don't know. That's what I thought, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I became a high school guidance counselor,
Okay.
and I did that for 15 years. And I was experiencing a little bit of burnout. And I was just kind of exploring, like, what are my strengths, and I help kids find their strengths. And I realized, like, I am so just naturally organized, and I have a gift for making really messy scenarios, like, look pretty and, like, simplifying things. So teaching is a strength for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then spaces, like taking unorganized spaces and, like, finding a way to make them flow. So as a guidance counselor, I started exploring, like, other careers.
Right.
And I had a huge aha moment. A girlfriend, my son, I'm trying to think, my son was a baby at the time, and we had the changing table, and then above the changing table, we did a pegboard with everything we needed, which actually I stole the idea from my brother. But anyway, his wife probably. And so
the males never get credit.
No offense, Bryce. Probably was Denise. So I stole that idea from them and ran with it. And it was so functional and practical yet cute that we had everything we needed up on this pegboard. And so my girlfriend at the time, my girlfriend Heather, she's still my best friend. She's like, Kalli, do you know people do this for a living? I was like, no, like, I don't think I'm that good at it, but she's like, you really could do this for a living. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But it planted that seed.
Right.
So then, later when I was thinking, what do I love doing that I could make money out of? And run with as a business, and that came to mind. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Those are just two great questions to ask when starting a business. What do you love doing that there's a need for that you could get compensated for?
Yeah.
I mean, those are really where entrepreneurs should start with.
Yep.
And what do you love doing? Because you're going to spend so much time doing it.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend the other day. She's also an entrepreneur. She has two different businesses actually. And she'd said how she respects how much I love organizing. And I was thinking to myself, I do love organizing. It's definitely that. I think what I love even more than organizing is making people's lives easier.
Right.
Via giving them a space for everything and, like, getting their crap out that they don't want or they don't need. Can I say crap?
Yeah, you can say crap. It's online basically, so you can say anything you want. So.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, and we talked a little bit about, before we turned the camera on, just the emotional part of it for people. And you talked about a specific target of people that really have kind of taken to what you do.
Yep. Yeah. So we've kind of niched down a little bit where we're really attracting busy professionals. So people who have a lot going on and just need to outsource that part of their lives, right? Like they're spending so much time on their business and their career that their home is taking a back burner. And so one of my most recent jobs that we've done is we took on one session. We did a kitchen and a bedroom closet all at the same time. So I brought 3 girls with me. I had two organizers in the kitchen, 2 in the bedroom, in the closet, myself and another organizer. And we just whipped it into shape, both spaces, right? So like she could have done that, but just to think how long that would have taken her,
Right.
and how she would have got distracted at every.
Sure. It is a service like many that you can do yourself. It's just a matter of where is your time going to be best spent, especially if you're a busy professional. Is it better spent working on your business or spending time with family that maybe was, you were robbed of because you're so busy running a business?
No, that's a good point. And like anything else we talked about, healthy eating, exercise, this all has a ripple effect, so a lot of times if someone's like, this is my budget, this is what I want to spend, I can say, oh, we can get this much done. And then normally they'll run with it. It's really cool. I normally get texts from people who are like, I actually saw a woman today, we'd done her basement, and she showed me the picture of how that after we cleared out the space, she made it into a home gym.
Right.
So she just showed me that this morning. I was like, what?
That's so cool. One of a previous job was, a really heavy cold calling sales job. And it's amazing how many times when you never are really super looking forward to making the calls.
Yeah.
One trick that I had that just kind of tricked my mind into being more enthusiastic and energetic about doing it was just clean my space, so much better. And it just gave me like a different frame of mind.
Oh, the desk you're sitting at?
The desk or the office or whatever it is, just getting it clean. And it just kind of is like, okay. I don't know, like there's some endorphins or something.
I haven't heard that, but that makes sense. Yeah.
So if you have whether it's cold calls or whatever task you might be, procrastinating on, one way for me to get into it is to clean something up.
Whoa, that's cool.
So you mentioned your team, and you've got obviously. At what point in the business did you make that leap from, I assume it started as a solopreneur.
Yeah.
You're out, doing everything. So at what point did you decide, okay, I've got to bring some people on?
My body started feeling it.
Right.
I was getting like knee pain and back pain, and I actually started working out because of that. I'm like, I got to be strong for this. I can't hurt myself. What am I going to do? So I started.
It's good motivation for working out. So.
Exactly, I have to.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be mangled. So I ended up, let's see, a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Right, a year and a half ago. So not last summer, summer before, I just went on and said we're hiring, and I've worked with an organizer coach, so someone who specifically works with people like me. And she gave me the scripts and said, hey, here's how to go about it. I've learned it the hard way.
Right.
And so I had a bunch of applicants. And I narrowed it down to 6, I think. Anyway, I ended up training some people and got them on the jobs. Like we just do test runs kind of thing to see how things go. And you're either awesome at it or not, to be honest. And then, so I found some girls. My hesitation was will anyone put the love and care into it like I do, right?
Sure. That's any business owner's concern, right?
And I found women who put who their strengths, they're such incredible. They're so good with people. They're such good organizers, and everyone has their own little specialties.
Right.
I know who I want for basements versus garages versus kitchens. Everyone has their own little niche, and
sure.
We put people in roles that really bring out their strengths. And so once I realized how good these girls were, I'm like, whoa, they're really good at this. Yeah.
Also, maybe where a little bit of the guidance counselor background can help you a little bit in terms of identifying strengths and putting people in positions to succeed, right?
It's tricky. The part that I struggled with was stopping what I'm doing, because sometimes we have assistant roles.
Right.
And so my leads, they just run with it, right? They're same role as me, right? And then sometimes when we have assistant roles, which I'll have one coming up this Monday, I have to stop and think about it, see big picture, kind of delegate, and then go back to, and then delegate. But there's something about the synergy of three is my favorite number. 3 people on a job is my favorite number. Unless it's a couple different spaces, then I'd probably do 2 and 2. But the 3 people on the job is huge because we normally do haul-aways. Like we'll do all haul-away trash and donations. And that's a lot of physical work, getting up and down in the truck and just hauling it out depending on the size of the house.
Right.
So it's nice.
That's kind of bonding, though, isn't it? Doing hard work together.
Yeah.
There's something about that. I
Yeah,
think
and just to
pretty
think
magical.
like I used to do that myself. Like I used to do haul-aways myself, like going up and down stairs. And so not just the physical aspect, but also the ideas. Like I can say, "Hey girls, I'm thinking about doing this," and they'll say, "Well, what about this?" And I'm like, "Oh, you're right," you know.
Right.
But everything's all about meeting the client's needs, right? And then every now and then someone's like, "Oh, just run with it." But even if they tell me to run with it, I still need to pick their brains and figure out, because I do an online or I do a phone consult beforehand.
Sure.
And I pick their brains on like what they love, what they don't love, how is this space being used, how many kids do you have, where are their bedrooms? Like we kind of do, it's helpful to know what's
Right.
going on. The family members' names, like I like to have that down because we normally end up doing like keepsake boxes or whatever, or it needs to leave to that family member.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about team development and
Yeah.
some niches that you're in and some workshops that you have coming
Yeah.
up too. Let's take a quick break
Yep.
here. Hear a word from the Riverbend Growth Association. Come back with more with Kalli Erwin from Just Right Organizing.
Nick Dar here with Big Z Media. Hope you enjoy the episodes of Business Over Brew, and pleased to have the Riverbend Growth Association as the sponsor of this program. Our missions are kind of the same. Really, we're attempting to educate people about business, foster business in the Riverbend community. The Big Z has been a member of the Growth Association forever, probably back to our inception as a company almost. We have always been members of the Growth Association, have gotten a lot of benefits from it. There's so many networking opportunities you can take advantage of. I've met so many great people just because I've been a member of the Growth Association and taken advantage of all the events that they have, plus just some of the resources they provide you, the relationships you build, just lots of great reasons to join the Growth Association. They do a lot of great things in the community as well. They highlight a different nonprofit every month. So really, they're just invested in the community here, and especially the small business community, which is what Business Over Brew is really all about, which is helping the small business community, because it's so important to any community to have a thriving business community. And the Growth Association has really helped with that. If you want more information about joining or events that might be coming up, they have events all the time that you should definitely take advantage of. I'm going to give you the website to go to. Just head to growthassociation.com. You can get a membership directory. You can see who's taking advantage of it. You can see about the events that are there, learn more about possibly becoming a member. Or if you already are a member, you can find out what's going on with the Growth Association at growthassociation.com. So just again, big thank you to the Riverbend Growth Association for sponsoring Business Over Brew.
Again, yes, to the Riverbend Growth Association for being our sponsors of the program. Back with Kalli Erwin from Just Right Organizing. How did it change your perspective on business? Because it does. It's a totally different game, I feel like, going from solopreneur to having a team that you're now, in addition to being responsible for all your clients and taking care of them, now you feel like you're responsible for your team members as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So at this point in my business, I'm doing like subcontractor. So, whoever they give me their availability, whoever is available, no one has to do anything. It's kind of like they're running their own businesses as like stay-at-home moms, or some of them have like part-time jobs. Some of them are students.
Sure.
So they give me their availability. If they fit the need, I say, hey, can you do this? It's totally their thing. Eventually, I'd like to have, employees.
Right.
And go. So I'm not there yet, but it's still more to coordinate because there's almost always, if they have a sick kid, then they can't, like I always have to think of backups. I try to schedule very carefully.
I think there's a real connection between what you do and entrepreneurship, because it's a lot of times business owners, they want to, they think we're going to hire a team of 20. Like, well, you probably need to baby step into that, kind of like you have with hiring, contractors, instead of all of a sudden now you've got 20 W-2 employees or whatever. And the impact of, just organizing one room, I think is probably underestimated by a lot of folks. So just taking a baby step.
I know. Most people underestimate, and myself included, right? Like, so I normally don't ask people anything about how long they think something will take, because if I see the pictures, I can give it a pretty decent estimate.
Right.
But estimates are definitely estimates. So I just do by session. Like I just say, I think we could do it in this, but we just have to see, you know,
Right.
and then sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes we fly through something. I'm like, wow, that was way faster. Like we did a home, 4 kids, and I think 5 bedrooms. And I thought the one kid's room was going to take us longer because they just unpacked, so they still had boxes to go through.
Right.
And we actually got through 2 kids' rooms, and in that amount of time, I thought we'd only get through one, and one maybe a half. So that was cool.
You also work with business owners and
Yeah.
daycares as well. How does that
Yeah.
experience differ?
Oh gosh, it's so the businesses. If it's a business space that a lot of different people use, it's really important to get their feedback and see how they use it, not just the person who's hiring us.
Right.
And so that's huge. Like it ends up being a little bit different. So with families, kind of same thing. Like I need to know how everyone needs. I need to know ages. Ages is huge. Like if you're gonna do labels, no, like whatever. But different setup really depends on ages. And then so with businesses, it depends on who's using it and how they want to use it,
Right.
and how it should be organized and zoned out.
Sure.
Like that daycare that we ended up doing, I went around and talked to the different teachers and secretaries and was like, in a perfect world, what would this space look like for you, And we were able to zone it out how they needed it versus like what maybe even I would have just gone in there and done. So I like getting that feedback is really important.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of the other services you offer, and I know you've got a couple coming up. I don't know if they will have happened by the time we air this or not, but you do
It's
some
okay.
workshops too.
Yeah.
Talk about those.
Yeah, so I offer free workshops. They're online workshops via Zoom. I'm trying to keep them at half an hour, just because I know people are busy. No one wants to sit on there forever. So, or I don't know, I'd say probably most people don't. But anyway, so 30 minutes.
30 minutes is good.
Yeah, I feel like 30 minutes is good. I
Right.
get a little antsy too.
Sure.
So anyway, I'm trying to do a couple a month, and I'm offering a couple different times. A popular time is 7 p.m., but then it's tricky with kids' sports and bedtimes and stuff like that. And so another time I'm trying out this month is noon. I'm going to try out a noon workshop and just go from there.
Right. What are some of the biggest challenges that you faced in the business since you started to where you are now?
Yeah. One tricky thing is, I think some people, I'm trying to think. One is the timing, the guessing on the timing, because that can make a difference, right? At the same time, if someone says, this is my budget, I'll say, well, we'll get done as much as we can, but
Right.
we'll leave you at a spot to take over. So one challenge is for sure the timing, the estimating. And most people are unrealistic with how long it takes to get something done.
Right.
And
Always
so
takes longer than
takes
you think
way
it's
long.
going to.
Yeah, it really does. And
If anybody's ever done a home improvement project,
That's a good
or
point.
done construction, you just add 2
I know.
weeks to whatever
Yeah, just
they say.
add it. Like, just go ahead and add
Right.
it. And so that's kind of what we need to do. My girls, oh my gosh, they probably get so annoyed at me, but I'm like, hey, we took on this job and I'm thinking this. And they're like, Kalli, are we really going to get, I'm like, I don't know, because sometimes you are shocked. But,
Right.
so that's one challenge for sure. And that's why I try to get as many people on as I can, because, the more the better. And then we don't have to keep coming back. Like, we can just get it done right then and there. Instead of me going to 3 sessions, I can bring 2 more people and we can get it done in 1 session.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me a moment with a client that has really stood out to you, like, man, we really made an impact here.
I would say that happens a lot. I mean, that really does happen a lot. So one of our more recent was helping that mom with the 4 kids. And one of her kids has special
As a husband,
needs.
that's like my wife and I have 4 kids. One of them is special needs. So
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
on.
and it was huge just to know, like, we did a whole home consult. Like, I just threw that in there. I was like, if you want more than one space, like, let's just do an in-person consult. Normally I just do a quick video or a quick phone call. So we did an in-home consult, and my organizer and we walked around with the mom, and she explained, this is what I love, this is what I don't love. And we're like, oh, we know what to do. And she already had a really good thing going. And the mom like I said, she had a really good thing going, and aesthetically rooms are super cute. They just needed some TLC.
Right.
And they just moved in. They just moved in recently. So we took this huge, beautiful home and house and turned it into a home for her. Like I said, she had a really good thing going, but just to know that like after we left, we made her life a lot easier.
Sure.
And the impact for the kids, because that's the one that we did end up getting the two kids' bedrooms done.
Right.
And a big open space that's going to be zoned out for the kids. It'll be a school zone, a baby doll zone. There's all these different zones in that space that the mom already knew it, and she needed our like synergy and like confidence to tell her like, yeah, you got some good ideas, but have you thought of this? And then to like help
just a
her
second set of eyes
momentum.
sometimes.
Yeah. And so I told her that. I was like, you just need to go with what you think, because worst case scenario, other than hanging a bunch of stuff on the wall, worst case scenario is you can swap things around.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be forever.
Right.
So that home felt really good leaving, because you could tell she felt like her shoulders, like, I don't know. I felt her shoulders like drop, and you could just tell she felt more confident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And kids take their cues from their parents too. So if they're feeling more relaxed and more, positive and happy, then everybody is. So
I agree.
What as we wrap up here, what's one piece of advice you would give to entrepreneurs out there that are either starting a business or maybe have been running one for a while?
I'd say go with your gut, right? Like, we learned that niching down is really where it's at, like, especially with marketing. Like, who are you marketing to?
Right.
There's so many different things I could be doing, and I'm going with my heart. Like, I'm going with, like, I've worked with a coach, right? And I've written, like, a love letter to my ideal client. And that's who I'm marketing to. Like, that's who I'm looking for. I'm looking for these people who I think I can, like, best help, and I actually enjoy helping,
Right.
I enjoy helping everyone, but there's like certain ones that I'm like, oh, I want to go back and help them again. And yeah.
You touched on something that I would say to other people that have been extremely valuable to me. And I don't pay for coaching, but I have kind of a peer coaching group that, clients that have become friends that we meet with on a regular basis, because it is such an island a lot of times.
That's a good way to put it.
To sort of have a coach or a peer or some kind of mentor,
something,
get with other people and just complain a little bit.
Yeah, if you need to.
And we have, it's not necessarily all a complaining session. Usually by the end of it, it's like, okay, put things in perspective a little bit. The sky's not falling. The world's going to keep spinning on its axis even if the business were to close down, right?
Right.
Well, Kalli, thanks for coming on the show. Anything else that you want to mention before we wrap it up here?
I think I didn't mention I do free consults, right? So if you're like, this space is bothering me, I just want some input on it, or I want to see if you'd be a good fit, you just let me know, or you can go to my website, justrightorganizing.net. My rates are on there. I try to go by packages. But I also do like in-home consults if you want, or like I said, if you say this is the budget, like this is what I'm looking to spend on this, we can get you going, we can get you started in the right direction. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on all your success, and you're doing great things, and best of luck to you in the future.
Nick.
JustRightOrganizing.net, right, is where
.net,
people can go to check out Kalli and Just Right Organizing and get a free quote and check it out. So thanks for watching Business Over Brew. Stay tuned for more episodes of the show, and thanks to the Riverbend Growth Association for their sponsorship.
Thanks for watching this episode of Business Over Brew. If you'd like to support local business, first and foremost, shop local whenever you can. Secondly, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the show in whatever form you consume it would mean the world to us. To watch more episodes, visit businessoverbrewpodcast.com.